Mahavrikshaha Asit.
Okay. Now, yes, let's see what you understand.
Kaschan Mahavrikshaha Asit. One very big tree.
That's right. There was a big tree. Okay.
Asitaha means there was?
Asit.
From Asit, okay.
Asit, there was. That's a
Asit.
lung for us. Right? And remember, don't you remember that? How does it go again?
That is like once upon a time or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's starting like that. There was him, he's doing Kaschana Mahavriksha Asit. There was a tree. There was a tree somewhere. You know, of course, this is very simple. The stories are simple for you. I have another book with stories that are a little bit more, you know, next level. So we'll see if we get through this, then maybe we'll still have time for the other one also. I don't think we'll have time. If we only do one a week, there's I think 30 in this book. Go, next one, you do.
Tatra kaschan kakaha patnya saha basati
sma, yeah. Okay, this sma, they're using this. This is something that's quite used for children's books. It's putting past tense. So vasati sma is just saying they lived there in the past. It's a past tense. So I don't see it in any of the grammars anywhere, but this has become very popular for children's books to say that, you know, when you're telling a story, to use vasati sma instead of, you know, avasat or whatever, use the past tense. So vasati sma. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't use avasat. They could use avasat, right? Avasat would mean lived.
Okay, so tatra, there some bird.
Kakaha. What's a kakaha?
Bird?
What kind of bird?
I don't know.
Parrot?
Ka. What?
Cuckoo?
No. What bird is going ka?
Cuervo.
Cuervo, yeah, cuervo.
So
a crow.
There's some crow with his wife.
Yes, his patni. His patni, his wife.
With his wife is living there.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. So, and, you know, there was a certain. So he's just using kashana instead of right? So there una, yeah, uno, cuervo. Yeah, tatra kashana kakaha patnyasaha vasatisma. Keep going. Here, Harihara.
Tasya eva vrikshasya kotare kancham krishnasarpaha api basati sma.
Okay.
So
Kotara means in the, you know, in the hollow in the tree. There's a hole in a hollow.
Like a needle.
Yeah.
Okay. Tasya eva vriksha, like along with me.
Okay, look here. Tasya and Vrikshasya are going together. And Eva is going with Tasya. So in that very tree, right? Some kind of thing. So he's talking about the tree. There was Kashana Mahavrikshaha Asit, Tatra Kashana Kakaha Patnyasaha Vasatisma. So Tasya Eva Vrikshasya Kotare Kashana Krishna Sarpaha Api Vasatisma.
So in that tree was a hole, and sometimes as black serpent also is to stay there.
Yeah, no, there's no sometimes. You know, just kashana is just being used to mean a certain, like that. You
Sometimes.
know, uno, like that. Not sometimes. That would be kadachana or kadachit, right? If you could say that, but kashana here, you don't really need to say kashana. You say Krishna Sarpaha. Kashana is really extra. It's for people who are, you know, maybe thinking in a different language. Anyway, who else is with us today? Do we have anybody? Shamantika is there. Okay, Shamantika, you want to read the next sentence?
Yes. Yada kaki prasuta bhavati tada Krishna sarpaha tasyaha shavakan khadati sma. So when Prasuta. What is prasuta?
Oh, prasuta. It's not prastuta, it's prasuta. So you su means to give forth, to let flow forth, right? So like prasavati. He's also, prasrava, well, prasravati is urine, the word for urine, right? But it's not prasravati. Anyway, this is prasu, so prasu means give birth. When she gave birth, prasuta. So suta is a word for son and daughter. You have suta. It's a past participle, but here it's being used actively, right? So suta, so no, you could be for the child also. The child, the baby is born, prasuta. Here, kaki prasuta, when she'd given birth. When the female crow.
Okay, so when a female crow gave birth, then the black serpent, the black serpent ate her children.
That's right, Shavaka babies, her babies. It ate her babies. So when the female crow gave birth, then the black snake ate her babies. Anybody else? Dina Bandhu, you're there? You want to try? Next one?
Yes. So tasyaha.
It's the last one here. Etena. Here. Just above the picture.
Acha, okay. Okay. Ekena tataha taki cha mahat dukkam anubhavataha ma. Etena tataha taki cha mahat dukkam anubhavat ma. I don't know what is anubhavat. Anubhavataha.
It's anubhavataha. So if you look at it, bhavati, bhavataha, bhavanti, right? So it's dual. So kakaha and kaki, there's two of them. So they are anubhavataha. So anubhava means to feel, to experience, to feel something. So mahad dukkam anubhavataha, they felt, the two of them felt.
Yeah, a
big unhappiness. Big unhappiness. Right? And etena, by this, yeah, so by this meaning this the action of the black snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. By that Krishna Sarpa. Yes, the crow and the crow.
1 second, Dina Bandhu. Etena here doesn't mean by the black serpent. It means etena by what he did, right? Etena karmana. Etena krityena. It's something by what he did. It's not etena is going more than just the snake. Right?
Okay. Okay, yeah, the crow and the she crow, they felt a big suffering.
Dukkam, come on. You don't know what dukkam is? You've never felt dukkam?
Yeah, unhappiness.
Unhappiness, yes.
Yeah, I said it.
Have you ever been you've never been a Buddhist, right? So what's the Buddhist? What's the four great truths of Buddha? The Arya Satyam. First 4 words. Dukkam is the first one. That's the first principle of Buddhism. This world is a place of misery. There's no happiness here. So give up trying. And then why is there unhappiness? Trishna, because you have desire. So get rid of desire and you'll have no problem with misery. There'll be no misery. Buddhism. All right, next one. Who's next? Is Krishna here today? Krishna Priya? Is Larali here today? Okay, Larali, you want to read the next sentence, please?
Etaha ekada kakha swamitrasya this one.
Shri.
Shri.
Yeah.
Shrigalasya samipam gatva uktavan.
Okay, stop there for a second. All right, so uktavan, everybody recognizes ukta plus van. He said, right? So this is what we're using this as a verb here. He said. This is a perfect participle, ktavat. So he said. Okay, now what else do we have here? Go. Ataha ekada kakaha swamitrasya shrigalasya samipam gatva uktavan. So the kakaha uktavan. That's your main part of the sentence. Anything else?
Said to his friend Mitrasya. No.
Yes. You know Shrigala?
Oh, Shringan from, no, I don't know.
Shrigala is a hyena or a jackal.
Ah.
You know that animal?
Oui, yes, yes. So he said to his friend the jackal.
Yeah, okay, so that's thing. But he went samipam gatwa. He went to his friend and said, okay? So once upon a time, ekada, an ataha means therefore. So therefore, at one time, the crow went to his friend, the jackal, and said, okay, you still have to do some more. Larry, you do the first sentence of what he says.
Bho Mitra Saha Krishna Sarpaha Katachit Maraniyaha. Oh friend, the black snake, something, no, katachit, or somehow.
That's right, somehow.
Somehow, and then Miranayaha, this I don't know.
Maraniya.
Maraniya.
Okay. All right, so Maraniya, this is what we're going to, this is coming up very soon in the manual. And we didn't do this, but this is a very important participle also. So let me introduce you to this participle. It's called the future. We're calling it the potential passive participle. Okay, it's a potential passive participle. But it's like, because in this chapter, we're going to be doing the vidiling. So this is like a vidiling participle, but it's passive. So it should be done. When you have that idea, should be done. Or so here in this particular case is that black snake somehow must be killed. Marayati, to kill someone, marayati, mriyate means to die. So marayati means to kill. Samaraniya. Well, maraniya doesn't necessarily mean just to kill. It can also mean just to give a good whack, good beating. That's not a nice thing to say. Okay, this is what men say to. Okay, so everybody gets that then. So look at this word maraniya, must be killed, right? So the black snake somehow must be killed. Okay, everybody gets that? So this maraniya, we're going to see a lot of those. I'm calling that a potential participle. There's three kinds, and arniya is one of them, the aniya ending. So there's tavya ending, ktavya, you sometimes see ktavya, and then you sometimes just see ya. So like karya, karaniya, and kartavya. Those are all potential passive participles. Etat karma kartavyam. This work must be done. Etat karyam karaniyam. Same thing. Etat karyam karyam. You could say like that. So the word karyam actually means something that must be done. That's a karyam. Right? Kartavyam, something that must be done, a duty. Karaniyam is also the same. So this is a duty though, kartavyam, that's a good one. So kartavyam means something, a duty. So everybody has their duty. That's called a kartavyam. What must be done. Okay, who's next? I was looking on here and just to see if Krishna Priya was here, but I still think I saw her.
She's not.
No, she's not here. Okay, too bad. All right, let's go. So next person is Vrindavan Chandra.
Yes. Bhavan kamapi upayam suchyatu iti.
Okay. So what do you see? So Bhavan, what's that, Bhavan?
You.
You. Okay, now what's the verb?
Upayam. Suchyatu.
What's the verb?
Susayatu.
Suchayatu. And what kind of, what,
Think?
huh?
You think? No.
No, suchayatu. Sucha means indicate. Or you know, like a suchi, you have a suchi in the beginning of a book, you have the Vishaya Suchi. Vishaya Suchi. So Suchi means a list of things, of subjects in the book. So your table of contents is called Vishaya, contents, and Suchi.
Like
So-
in the
Sushi.
in the Ona Pavitran.
In what?
The Ona Pavitran sloka is Suchi, Srishnu, Srishnu.
Oh, that's different. That's Shuchi. So Shuchi means pure.
That's what.
Yeah, but here this is Suchi. The U is long, U, not U, and it's Sha, not Sha. Okay, Suchita. So Suchita means indicate. So here, so Bhavan Suchayatu, you please indicate or please tell, give some indication. Kamapi upayam. So upaya, anybody know upaya?
Solution. Solution.
Solution, yes, a solution or a strategy. Right? You come up with a solution. So indicate some solution. Bhavan kamapi upayam suchayatu. All right, next one. Go. Vrindavan Chandra. Excuse me, Radha Govinda.
But
Shrigalaha.
Srigalaha kam upayam suchitavam. So Srigalaha, I don't know.
Come on, we just had Shrigalaha.
Animal?
Shrigalaha, anybody?
Yes.
Animal.
It's an animal. Yeah, what kind of animal?
Ayana.
It's the one you've never heard. You stayed in wait a second, in Janavakunj, right? You know Janavakunj? Jackal. If you go to Janavakunj, if you spent the night there,
Spanish chacal.
so you don't hear in the night. You don't hear the night. There's so many there. You don't hear. Oh. All the time, all night long. All right. There's so many and they come so close. All right.
Also here in Mansarovar side,
Yeah, there's also here. Well, I'm sure there are as well here, but in the town, of course, in the city, you don't hear so much. Here we have dogs. All right.
Srigalaha kam upayam suchitavam. So the Srigala.
Okay, stop talking.
The Srigala indicate one remedy.
Yes, all right, one solution. So Suchitavan, so there we see that you're using the Ktavan, we're using the pure perfect participle to indicate the verb, right? So Shrigala, Suchitavan, the Shrigalaha, the jackal, indicated, or let's say he came up with a solution or a plan. You could say maybe a upaya could be a plan. He came up with a plan. All right, go ahead, Harihara.
Tat srutva kaka bahu santushtaha. After hearing that, the crowd was very pleased.
There you go. This is, you see, I told you. So we're going to go. The whole idea here is that it's when you can read it and understand it, then it's more fun, you know. Next one, Semantika. Next sentence, Tadanantaram.
Tadanantaram kakah uddayanam kurvan nagaram agatavan.
Okay, so here, just before you go on, Semantika, here there's the interesting word here is kurvan. So we just did that this morning in recital, right? So that's a present participle. So present participle means that this action, kurvan, is going on at the same time as the final action. So the final action here is agatavan, which means?
Came.
Yes. So where did he come?
to a city.
Yeah, Nagaram. Okay. So doing what? How did he get to the city? Uddayanam Kurvan. You know, Uddayanam?
Line.
Flying. Yes. You know this? You know, anyone who does yoga? Who does yoga here? Anybody does yoga? So you know Uddayanam?
No.
You know,
I know
you
this because of
don't know, you don't know Uddiyana Mudra? No? Uddiyana. Okay, I'll show you later. All right. From Uddiyana, the flying mantra. Yeah, going not the hopping is like the hopping is. Okay, so to do the whole sentence there, Samantika.
So Anantaram, is it inside?
No, Anantaram here means after. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You know, Antaram means so with no after, you could say Tad Anantaram with so right after that, immediately after that.
So immediately after that, the crow. So I did not get what is Uddayanam actually.
So he's here. Okay, remember this is way back in the first chapter or second chapter. I don't remember. Second chapter, I think, that we gave in the manual. We didn't do it very, very detailed. That's why one thing I have to repeat it. But this is called a verbal noun, right? Uddayanam. So Uddayanam means flying. And then you take the verbal nouns, a verbal noun with the verb kri. So doing flying, that's what it means. He was doing the flying. Okay, so this is a way of saying that he could have just said Uddayan, right? Uddayan, it would be, or Uddayatva. That would have been, it would have meant the flying. But here he says Uddayanam Kurvan. So using a present participle. Okay, do it again.
Of course. So right after that, the crow flew and came to the city.
Okay, flying came to the city, something like that. Okay, by way of flying. I would think I would rather use kritwa, but anyway. Next one, back to Vrindavan Chandra. Oh, Dina, but wait a second, Dina Bandhu.
Larly.
Oh, Dina Bandhu, Larly. Yeah, sorry, I'm forgetting the people who are here. Where's Dina Bandhu? Dina Bandhu's gone?
Yes.
Ah, okay, Larly, it's you. Tatra
Maharajasya Prasadasya Sarovare Antaha Pura Striyaha Chalakridayam Magna Asan.
Okay. All right. Is there anything that you can do in that one?
There.
Long sentence. Tatra, you know Tatra.
There, and then it talks about a king who is very, maybe prasadas, who is generous or is pleasing.
Okay, I'm going to do it for you. Okay, Larry? So
Okay.
So here, the subject. Let's try to find the subject. What do you think is the subject in this sentence?
It should be, if I look at the Pratama Vibhakti, maybe Mannaha.
Okay, so now Magnaha, you don't recognize the word, but some devotees will know the word Magna. Anybody know Magna?
Anta.
Magna means Magna means to be absorbed.
Okay.
Magna is like so here Magnaha Asan, they were absorbed. So actually Magnaha is a past participle. It's a bit of an unusual, right? Most of the past participles end in ta, right? But some of the past participles ended in na, right? Remember some part of the past participles were ending in na? So here magnaha means, it means magna means to jump into the water, like majjati. So
The subject is not Maharaja.
huh? Okay, well, let's go from the beginning. Yes, okay, we just so the subject is anta.
Oh, yes. Antaha
No, it's the striyaha.
Striyaha.
Okay, antahpura. You don't know this word antahpura. This is an important word. Antahpura. Anybody know antahpura? So in any residence, like especially in a king's palace, you'd have the outside rooms and you have the inside rooms. So the antahpura is the inside rooms. That's like the zanana. You know zanana. Harim, right? So the harim is the antahpura. The antahpura is where all the women are, right? They don't come out of the antahpura.
The ladies' department.
That's the ladies' department, right? So the antahpura striyaha, the women of the antahpura, the women of the harim. I think that's the only way we could really do it. But anyway, antahpura, I don't like, no, we never translate this as harim. We never translate it as zanana, but we means that we use it from the inner quarters, from the, but if you still, even now, most of the time, if you go to a house, an Indian Haveli style house, right? These habits are being lost, but you have inside, you have a square quadrangle, right? With an empty space. And then on the outside part of the house, like before you go in, there's the rooms that are on the outside part. It's like you have the house is built like a square with this open area in the middle, right? So, but before you come into the house, on the outside part, there'll be a room there. That's the outside room, right? So if anybody visitor comes, then that's where they'll meet with the man of the house. And then going inside, the next step, if you take the next step and you go into that's only really for family members or private, for people who are closer to the family. That's the antahpura. But that's where all the women are, and that's where the cooking is going on, and that's where the children are playing and so on. All right, so sorry to go off topic there, but the antahpura striya, the women of the harem, were absorbed. And what were they absorbed in? Jala kridayam.
Playing with water?
Yeah,
splashing?
Well, Jala, yes. Playing in the water means that they have a pool there, because this is the king's palace. So the king's palace in the Antahpura, there's also a pushkarini, a little lake. And so the women are playing there in the water. So where is it in the water? Maharajasya prasadasya sarovare. So the thing about prasada, you have to look at this word prasada. Prasada doesn't have anything to do with prasada. Prasada means a palace. So in there's sarovare means a lake, right? So in the lake, that's Saptami Vibhakti, in the lake of the king's palace, the women of the harem were absorbed in playing in the water. They were doing too much? That was too much for you? Look at this. We have here a shash.
No.
Oh, that's because how you different this prasada from prasada?
Oh, because it's not prasada, it's prasada.
And then there is prash.
Oh, there's so many. But you have to get, this is the thing with Sanskrit, you have to start getting a little bit subtle now, for the and the you have to be able to make a difference. Okay, did you follow this one? Larali, listen to me again. I'll go through it one more time and then you tell me if you followed. Okay, Maharajasya prasadasya sarovare. So in the pool or in the lake, like a sarovara, you've heard Mana Sarovara. What is it? What do we have here? Mana Sarovara, what have we? Prem, Chandra Sarovara. We have so many Sarovaras here in Braj. Right, so in the lake of the palace, prasadasya, Maharajasya. So this is in the lake of the palace of the king, the Antahpura striyaha. So this is plural. This is feminine. The singular is stri, right? So striyaha, Antahpura striyaha, Jalakrirayam. So this is feminine, akaranta. So akaranta saptami vibhakti, in. So in play, in the water play. Right? So Jalakrida, we have this is one of the things, this is one of the themes that is very much liked by Sanskrit poets. The most famous one, I think, is in one of the great poems called, because it's in the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, it's described that in Dwarka, the queens were engaged in water playing with Krishna, right? So this is, and so that's the first place where it's mentioned. But then that goes because there are many great poems that were based on the Mahabharata. So they take up, so they take a poetic description. They like to describe this water playing and water sports, and then that comes into Radha Krishna Lila. Radha and Krishna and Radha Kund, they're always doing water sports and splashing each other. So in the Govinda Lilamrita, for instance, even in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's the whole chapter, right? In the whole chapter where Mahaprabhu falls into the ocean, then he has a whole vision.
Also, Buddhism Mahajana, he plays with the other Panchatantra in Vrindavan Chandra.
Yeah, and that's a different, that's Indradyumna Sarovar also. So that's in Chaitanya Lila is also Jali Krida can happen. Okay, are we all right there? So Magnaha Asan. So Magnaha was a past participle. It's going with Asan. So Asan is the past of the verb to be, plural. So Asit, we saw the singular, and here we see Asan, we see the plural. So those are very important. So most of the words now in these stories are going to be very useful words, and also the way that it's spoken is also going to be very useful. We're going to go back over these, and we're going to start we're going to start speaking in Sanskrit. All right, thank you, Ladalee. Is that okay? Did you want to say anything about that, or do you want to have any questions left over?
Yes, I have a question, just to be sure. Jala Kridayam. So is it a verbal noun? Because it's play, krida, and yam.
Yeah, well, it's a verbal noun of a kind. It's not the same kind as the verbal noun that we were talking about before.
Yes.
It's like this is uddayanam. So the verbal nouns I was talking about nearly always end in anam, shravanam, kirtanam.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
But here, so krida is, well, it comes from kri, which the dhatu, the verb root is kri, which means to play. Kridati.
Oui.
Kridati, Krishna comes into this world. Kridati. I think it's in the near the end of the Rasa Lila, where it says that what is it? Kridati, like anyway, it's Kridati is there.
So it's a verbal noun, but a different kind.
Yes, it's a noun.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Very well said. Okay. So Kridayam, and so this is a Saptami Vibhakti in the play. So they were absorbed in the play. Okay, let's go on. Next one. That's back to Vrindavan Chandra.
Yes. Tasam.
Yeah, go.
Tasam Vastrani Avarani Cha Sarovarasya Sopaneshu. Sopaneshu Stapitani Asan.
Okay. Good, you read it well. Now, do we have any meaning for it? Okay, so here we can see some. All right, so now you see the point. I'm just going to say to you that like all these things that we've just been learning, past participles, and these participles are being used all the time. So like here, stapitani is a past participle. What's it coming from? Stapanam. We had this.
Use these words in the Buddha. Vastrani, Abharanani.
Okay, vastrani, abharanani. Okay, so what's vastrani?
Clothes.
Abharanani.
Ornaments.
Oh no. Okay, very good. So what am I telling you? Go, you'd go.
That's the only one I got.
Okay, what's his thing? All right. What's tasam? Tasam? There. Tasam means of the women, right? Tasam. So the women's vastrani and abharanani. So the women's clothes and ornaments.
Sarovarasya.
So what's that?
Sarovar in which vibhakti?
Come on, which vibhakti?
Yes, Shasti vibhakti.
Shasti vibhakti. Okay. So of the sarovara.
I don't know what this.
Okay, now this one I think you might not know. Sopana. So sopaneshu, it's a saptami bahuvachanam, right? So on the, and then these are the steps. Right? So when you have a lake or when you have a puk, you have the steps going down the ghat. So the ghat is the sopana. So sometimes we talk about sopana when you're like a ladder going up the sopana for going to, the prema bhakti sopanam, right? What are the steps that lead to prema bhakti? So you can say sopanam to mean steps. So here on the steps, so the whole sentence.
They kept.
So the sound, okay. The stapitam refers to food.
Okay, so here you have vastrani abharanani stapitani. What is stapitani? It's a past participle.
They kept. No?
Yeah, place, so
Put,
so put there, so they were put. So they were put. So there.
They put the ornaments and clothes on the stairs of the sarong.
That's right. So tasam. So really, literally the sentence is their tasam, meaning the women. Their clothes and ornaments were placed stapitani asan sopaneshu on the steps sarovara of the sarovara. Okay, next one. Radha Govinda, you got a short one. You have to do two.
Tatra, Gatvan.
Yes.
The crown was there or go there?
He went there. So Gatavan, there you see. So now you see how easy this is. Now we know the past participle. We know the perfect participle. So Gatavan, this is the way we're doing it now. This is the way, he could have said agachat or something like that. Or jagama is also perfect. There's other ways of saying it. But the way that they do it, this is the easiest way. So this is the one that's very popular with Sanskrit Bharati. And this is the one that anybody can catch. So this is why they want to make Sanskrit easy. So this is one way of making it easy by using the perfect participle.
So the crown, he went there.
The crow went there. Now do another one. That was too easy.
Ekam Swarnaharam.
Okay, no, you gotta make your Suvarna Haram. No, it's okay. Suvarna Haram.
Svikritya Aranya Vimukham
Prastitavan. Okay, so right away you can see Prastitavan that's being used. That's a perfect participle. But you probably don't know this meaning. Prasthana, but the sta, like star.
Depart.
Yeah, very good. All right. So what am I telling you guys? You know everything already. Okay. All right. So Ekam Suvarna Haram. You know what a hara is? You're not giving, no, well, you're close, but it's not, you must surely give a hara to the deity. You never give a hara to your deity. The only thing you're doing in your puja, you're giving so many, your abharanani, a hara. Suvarna means what? Okay, so you don't know everything else. Suvarna means gold. Suvarna, varna means color, right? And su means nice. So nice color is gold. Suvarna. Yeah, and then you say swarna, right? So swarna, you have suvarna and you have swarna, two words. So suvarna means, I think that I'm not sure whether, maybe swarna comes from suvarna. But anyway, suvarna means gold. So suvarna hara, and a hara is a necklace.
Okay.
So then,
Yeah, there's a kantahara. Have you heard that expression? Gaudiya kantahara, right? So what's the Gaudiya kantahara? It's a necklace to wear around the throat. Like these are also, this is a kantahara, tulsi kantahara. Anyway, hara means a necklace. Okay, now what do we got? Ekam suvarna haram. Okay, and svikritya. Now, so there's a few words here. Don't worry, this vocabulary. We're going to get all this stuff in these stories. We're going to have some new vocabulary. Don't worry about it too much. So svikritya, what would you say? The kritya part of that, svikritya, this is obviously this is a lyap gerund. But this is a particular form, and this is also in the last 4 chapters. So we're going to be seeing all these things in the manual also. But by giving the stories, we'll be able to say those things more quickly, right? So swikritya means taking. Swa means one's own, right? And kritya, so making one's own. So swikara means to accept or to take something. So here, ekam suvarna haram swikritya, right? Taking one golden necklace, he left. And then abhimukam, aranya, abhimukam. Anyone knows aranya? Vrindaranya? Forest, right? So abhimukam, towards. So he set off towards the forest. Ekam suvarna haram swikritya. So here swikritya is a bit unusual usage. Taking, grihitva, right? Taking one golden necklace, he set off for the forest. Okay. Well, Hari, you do the next one. That was I did all that one for Radha Govinda, but we'll just.
Okay. Tad dristva Raja Bhataha kakam anusritavantaha.
Okay.
So after seeing that, a soldier of the king run after the crowd.
Very good. So Anusritavantaha, that's plural. Did you prepare this? You've been looking in
No,
the
I
dictionary?
was just looking straight in the dictionary.
Okay, good. All right, very good for you. Well, that's what you have there. Now you see, you have all the answers at your fingertips. There's no problem there. So Tadrishtva, seeing that, Raja Bhartaha, the guards, the soldiers, the king's soldiers, the king's guards, Kakam, that's accusative. So Anusrita Vanta, they followed. Anusrita means following. And then Vantaha, that's the plural of the, right? Anusritavan, Anusritavanto, Anusritavantaha. Okay. All right, so we're coming closer. We're gonna we'll finish the next one. So who we have? Shamantika, you're still there?
Yes. Kakah aranyam agatya mahavrikshasya kotare tam haram patitavan swayam duram gatavancha.
Okay, good. So now all these words, let's say we've learned all these new words. Go ahead.
So having come to the forest, the crow
Understand Patitavan?
throw down.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. Because
that necklace to the hole of the big tree. And went far away.
Himself, yeah, and Swayam, himself, he went far away. Okay, so did everybody get that? So Kakaha Aranyam Agatya, so coming to the forest, Mahavrikshasya Kotare, in the hollow of the tree, Tam Haram, that necklace, Patitavan. So Patita is the causative of Patati. Patati means to fall. Patayati means to make someone fall, right? To make something fall. So he made the necklace fall in the hole in the tree. Right? So Swayam Duram Gatavancha, and he went far away. Thank you very much. That was good. Samantika. Next one. Who's next? Did Bandhu come back, or is he still missing? Missing in action. So he just showed up here to say hello. That's good. He showed up and did he say the prayers? I say, if you just say the prayers, right, Larali? You just have to say the prayers. If you say the prayers, your prayers will be answered. Okay, next one. So Larali is there? Oh, Larali. So do the next one. Raja Bhartaha. You do this one.
Raja Bhartaha Tatra Agatavantaha.
Okay.
So that the king's soldier, that's it, Raja Bhartaha. There, Agatavantaha. I don't know this.
Okay, so you have all this. Look here, we just had Agatya, we have Gatavan. So Agata, that's the past participle, coming, and then Vantaha, this is what we've been doing. This is why we've been doing this week. Why have we been doing Kritavan, Kritavanto, Kritavantaha? So that's that Vantaha ending. That's what I want here. So Agata Vantaha means they came. So the soldiers of the king also, well, the soldiers of the king came there. That's all it means. Go ahead, do one more. Did you get it? Did you follow this Agatavantaha? You're following this now? This is we're using these. Look here, Patitavan, Gatavancha, Agatavantaha, that's just the plural of those. So he had Gatavan, that was singular, Agatavantaha, that's plural. Okay, we got to hurry up a little bit here, Larli. Let's go. We got 5 minutes left in this class, and we got 4 lines.
Yeah,
One
so you can ask someone else because I don't like to hurry up.
Okay. All right. You prepare. You prepare the last one here. Okay. The very last line. Anyway, go. Vrindavan Chandra. Come on.
Kotarite haram drishtavantaha. And they saw the necklace over there in that kotarite.
That's right. In the whole hollow of the tree, they saw te means they. So kotare te haram drishtavantaha. Okay, Larali, you didn't want to go fast, but did you catch it? Kotare in the hollow, they
Haram.
drishtavantaha. So that was the same as agatavantaha. It's the same people. The they, the soldiers, they saw. So drishtavantaha, it's plural because the soldiers are many. So kotare tam te haram drishtavantaha. They saw the necklace. Radha Govinda.
Tada tatra shtitaha Krishna sarpa kopena bahi agathavan.
Okay.
So there is the Krishna sarpa, the black snake. I find in the dictionary kopena is with fury, with anger.
Yeah, with fury, with anger.
With
Yeah.
anger, he appeared, he comes.
Bahi,
Bahi means out.
out.
Agathavan, he got out.
He came out.
He came,
Right.
he came out.
Yeah, so just the thing here with this is stitaha.
I don't know the tada.
What?
Tada?
Tada. Come on, that was chapter 1. Tada. Yada hi dharmasya.
Tada.
Yes.
So then there was the serpent, the black serpent.
Okay, no, so
There
tatra
the black serpent get out with fury.
yeah, tatra stita. So tatra stita means they're situated, right? Or they're standing. So the Krishna Sarpa who was in the hole, he came out in anger, right? With anger. Harihara, Raja Bhattaha.
Raja Bhattaha Danda Praharina Tam Maritavantaha. So I'll guess little bit here, but the king's guards beat her.
Her, Tam.
Okay, the serpent. I don't know if the serpent.
Well, Tam must be the serpent, I hope. I mean, who else could it be?
Serpent is masculine.
Yeah, well, Sarpaha,
Okay.
Krishna Sarpaha.
The soldiers beat the serpent with Aranya. With a stick.
Danda Praharena. So Danda means a stick and Prahara means beating. So beating with a stick. They killed him by beating with a stick. Right? So Marita Vantaha, you see that again? So you see how common this is now? This is being used. The past participle plus the endings of the Ktabat. Okay, next one. So that was this. So let's just say, Shamantika, you have the next one.
Haram cha nitavantaha. And necklace. I'm not sure what is nitavantaha.
Nita, it's the past participle from need. Remember need?
Yes, to lead.
Lead or to take here. So they took.
Oh, okay.
Nitavanta, they took the necklace.
Mhm,
Okay, Larali, you got the
They
last
took
one.
the necklace.
They took the necklace. I would give you that one, Larali, but instead I give you the last one. So you have the last word today. At least read it. Go ahead.
Taranantaram kakha parya.
No, that's patni, patnya. We had it in the first set.
Yes, I confused with a la.
Yes,
patnya.
that's easy, understandable.
Patnya saha sukena jivitavan.
Yes.
The wife.
Saha patnya saha, with the wife.
With the wife.
So tadanantaram. Yeah.
So then after.
Yes, after.
Then after the crow, kaka subject.
Yes.
With his wife, they were very happy Sukhena, instrumental case.
Okay, so with happiness. So with happiness or happily.
Happily lived. They lived happily.
That's right. They lived happily ever after. Okay, that's good. So I think we enjoyed that. So just these vocabulary, but I mean, you can see the simple way of speaking. So this will make us, you'll see, within a month, we'll all be speaking fluent Sanskrit.
Sukhena Pathitavan.
Pardon?
Sukhena Pathitavan.
Yes, good. Om Kashchid Vadati Vishnaya, Kashchid Vadati Vishnave, Kayo Samam Punyam Kalvagrahi Janadana, Kashchid Vadati Vishnaya, Kashchid Vadati Vishnave, Tayo Samam Punyam Bhavagrahi Janadana. That's good. Lots of enthusiasm there. All right. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhag Bhavet, Purnam Madaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate, Sarvesham Swasti Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Shyam. Okay, I just have one thing to say. And that is about the homework. So the homework will just be that last one. I think it's 21. Don't worry about the two sentences. There were three sentences left. So forget the first two and just do the last one, that paragraph. Okay, I'll send it to you but you should have it. Just put it into a document and translate it. You can do sentence by sentence. So just break up that whole paragraph and take each sentence one by one. All right. Jai Jai Sri Radhe.
Radhe Shyam.
See you on Monday.